Going through my YouTube, I came across this video and it says, "Are black people the most violent race?" You listen to Nick Cannon, it's the melanin in black people's skin that makes them such gentle, beautiful creatures. Most of the black people I've had dealings with, looking at that stuff, the question to this would be yes. There's someone now, just a pathetic little creature. Nobody wants this person. People only deal with this person because this person makes content for them. This person does nothing but threaten people all the time. It's second nature to her. It's like breathing. And there's no reason for it. None. This person calls me a stalker, yet she talks about me every chance she gets because her channel isn't going anywhere and she needs my help to build up her numbers, to get her attention, to make it seem like she has friends on here. What is this person's name? Arabia Barbosa, which isn't even her name, it's her grandmother's name. Anytime she makes a video and she talks about me, she is so frustrated because she can't see what I look like in real time. She would not be able to take a picture of it. She would not be able to come in my neighborhood and show the picture to people to say, "Do you know her? Where is she?" This person is a pathetic loser. Even talking about me being in the hospital, she has no idea why I was in the hospital. She just wants to say it's because of my weight. Well, it was not. If it was, I would have been honest about it. She claims I'm 600 pounds. Well, bitch, in the hospital they weighed me 3 times. I am nowhere near 600. I am nowhere above 600. And that's all the information the low-life scumbags in this sector are gonna get. Now, this person also says, I have a problem with black women. No, they have a problem with me because I'm white. The second I started telling people I'm white, everything became about me being white. So, most of the black women in this sector and probably in the world are just so jealous of white women. And I wonder why. Why is it so important to go after me? I've even got black guys going after me. The newest one is someone named Mill Ticket talking about how I can't get out of bed. Well, he's a dumb little fucking bitch too. Because I can get out of bed. I do it quite frequently. But he is listening to this pathetic, low-life piece of shit, Arabia, and other people are listening to her. Arabia is fishing for information. And the meal ticket is a dirty fucking pig Just like that dirty fucking pig Sis, who came out and started talking sexual things about me because they know that's a trigger for me. Why do you have to trigger a white woman who's a lowlife, who's pathetic, who's a devil, who's just a piece of shit because she's white? Why? Oh, because you're not good enough to be anything. You're not even good enough to be black people, right? Every time this woman, and I use the term loosely because, looking at her, hearing at her, you really don't know, has to threaten me. She's pissed off she can't really see my face and I use avatars. Well, I can, bitch, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. All the black women and black people I've had a problem with in this sector of YouTube, they have started with me. I am not allowed to speak my mind. I am not allowed to talk on what they consider to be black issues. I need to stay in my own lane. But when I use their words against them, that's used against me and it just proves I'm racist? Wrong. Now, the mill ticket couldn't make it talking about damn D. So now he also has to talk about a white woman. So another black person needs help from a white person. Sis is another one, has to talk about a white person, a white woman. These aren't men, these aren't human beings. Now, I talked about on other videos how I feel like black people are on a hunt for white people. I'm considered racist for that. But let's see, I've posted 2 videos where black people have talked about hunting white people. Arabia has talked about hunting me, threatening me, like she's gonna be the next subway gunman looking for me. She talks about me in videos, she throws shit down, she makes these gestures like she's stronger than me. She's a pathetic, weak little piece of shit who can't even figure out what she is. Is she black? Is she white? Is she a woman? Is she a man? She can't figure it out. Now, a guy, mill ticket, who cannot beat damn D for the life of him, has to try going against a white woman. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Mill ticket, you're another pathetic piece of shit on this platform. You cannot beat damn D. So, what's your next option? Go after a white woman. Yeah, to get all the lowlifes in this sector on your side. You see, you assholes cannot have content without starting with someone. Damn D talks about gossip news with DJ Academics, Drake, and all that. He can make content that doesn't have to do with starting with anyone. The mill ticket says Arabia and a whole bunch of other people do not have the talent to do that. So, what's their alternative? Go after a white person, a white woman. Mill Ticket, you're really pathetic, and so is Arabia. I think you're the so called male version of Arabia. You don't have any talent, Mill Ticket. You were nothing in La Familia but a tag along, and you're nothing now. Sis is nothing if he doesn't go off on people. And Arabia was a throwaway kid. Her parents didn't want her, her family didn't want her. They allowed her to be put into the system, and this is the result. And who hurt her? Black people. But who does she have to take it out on? A white woman. The same thing with Keep the Change, Queenie, Trey Spectives. Rainey even pulled bullshit. Being Erica. Who else? Oh, Miss 504 is another jealous hoe bag. Regina, Sister T, go on and on and on. True Pac was so jealous of the attention Barbie girl Tina was getting. She not only tried to imitate her, she had to make sure her guts got twisted. Her so called best friend, she had to make that woman sick in order for her to feel good. So, are black people the most violent race? I'd say for the most part, yeah, but it's not all. I have met some really great black people. Really great. But guess what? They're picked on too by these people who think they're so much better than them. They make fun of the color of the skin. Meanwhile, a lot of them are the same color. They make fun of them about being huas. Meanwhile, they're huas. It's all stupid. And they really do need white people's help in order to keep things going, to make themselves feel good by putting them down. Black people built America. They were strong enough to do that. But now they're not strong enough to just talk about other things? No, they're desperate. So they got to pick on a white woman who they claim cannot even get out of bed. Pathetic losers. Oh, who's Damn D? Damn D doesn't have any talent. Mill Ticket, you're full of shit. You are full of shit. You cannot hold a candle to Damn D's talent. Damn D can take a nursery rhyme and make it into content. You, on the other hand, have to pick on people, especially a white woman who, by your own words, is disabled, cannot get out of bed. You're not a man. You are a black woman and you are jealous. Move on. Damn D said you shouldn't view anyone's videos who don't cam up to Kwame Brown. Aw, Mill Ticket didn't have a chance to say to him, "Oh, I'll suck your dick if you do my videos." That's Kwame Brown. You like Sis and Rel and all these other lowlifes didn't get a chance to show your talents to Kwame Brown, and you're pissed off. Kwame Brown is not the greatest thing since sliced bread. But this is the closest you lowlifes will get to greatness. Poor Meal Ticket. And then you take Sis. Sis had to go off and say something like that disgusting shit to Yo Thoughts and Mizakimi. Again, cannot make it on his own. Picks on women. Everyone is right. I was off YouTube for 3 months. Khadijah, another lowlife piece of shit, kept asking Arabia to talk about me. And at that point, Arabia did not want to do it because I wasn't even around. Oh, she has to wait till I'm around, and that's how she's gonna build up her dead fucking channel. She didn't want to be 50 years old and still going back and forth with people on YouTube. What is she doing? Because her channel only had 17 subscribers. Well, thanks to me, Arabia, you now have what, over 40? Aw, you need help from a white woman. Poor you. Just like these other lowlifes, you can't get anywhere without talking about white people. Well, let's check out this video. Are black people the most violent race? Let's check it out.
I mean, the first gun that was ever put on me was at 12 years old, and it was a black kid, and we were on the basketball team together.
Wow.
Yeah. Going into basketball practice.
Yeah. That's crazy. Remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it's true. That's what I intend to do with the show is, I mean, I'm expressing my opinion, but I'm also speaking for a lot of people that don't want to offend or they don't want to get canceled. And unfortunately, as far as we've come, because people have woken up a lot on a lot of different issues, people are still paralyzed out of fear of being called racist, saying the wrong thing, offending people. And the reality.
It's cloudy here in Brooklyn, New York right now. Oh, because I'm white, I'm racist. Black people are racist against their own people. The main things that happen to black people happen by their own people, other black people. Oh, white people had us enslaved. Who started slavery in America? A black guy. Don't want to say that because white people seem to have more than black people. Well, it's that jealous attitude that have brought black people so far down. Why do people go after Lonnie? Oh, she's a lush, which just means she's a drunk. She's a hooah, she's a this, she's a that. But Lonnie has got something you motherfuckers wish you had. She is genuinely a nice person. She is another one like Barbie girl Tina. She has something inside her that attracts people. And unfortunately, these jealous, low-life scumbags have to put her down. Why is the mill ticket going after Lonnie? Because Queen Regina does not like Lonnie and is paying him to go after her. That's the kind of low-life mill ticket is. Well, if he's getting paid, he'll do it. Would he throw his own mother or his own kids under the wheels of a bus for a payday from Queen Regina? Would Sis do that? We already know Arabia would. We already know Keep the Change would. Queenie would. Rainey threw her daughter under the bus because she's now raising her grandkid that allegedly came from her boyfriend raping her daughter. My son didn't come from a rape. I was in love with his father. We had a lifetime together. From what I've seen, like with Moonlight, her daughter was born out of the need to cling to this guy, to try to get a paycheck from him. She doesn't like her daughter and she's so jealous of her daughter. She allowed enough information about her daughter to get out there so she could play victim. 504 uses her son's death as a shield and a weapon. Oh, that's why people go after me. Nobody knows who 504's son is. We are all sorry that he's gone, but she uses him like he was nothing in the first place. Just a means for her to play victim. So here are all these strong black people, but they have to play victim. Why? Can't make it any other way? And then white people have to be careful what they say because they'll be called racist. That's not it. Black people like to attack white people. And again, I have to say this because the lowlifes will turn around and say it's every single black person. No, I'm speaking in generalities. There are some really terrific black people who are overshadowed by the lowlifes. And in this sector, it's abundant. Look at Johnny Blaze. He threatened to rape a guy and said the guy would love it. That's why he's pissed off at Kwame Brown. I want my money back. You donated expensive sneakers to a school. I call it a school, but it was a sneaker drive so poor kids could have sneakers. He used those kids to try to impress Kwame Brown. And when Kwame Brown didn't say to him, oh, here's my dick, suck it, he got mad and wanted his money back. That's another low-life piece of shit who was run by a black woman named Keep the Change. When it came to talking about a video reaction I did, telling black women they need to stay in their lane, they need to this, they need to that. Keep the Change didn't want the whole video played because she didn't want it to show, yes, I was just reacting to what was said to me 24 hours ahead of time. No, just saying white woman bad. No, you jealous hoe bag. That's not it. So many women on here are jealous even of black women who people seem to like because they're not liked and they don't like themselves. No, I don't like the way I look. I don't have to show the way I look. Why? So everyone else can see and then they can feel good about trying to make me feel like shit? There is something wrong with a lot of the people in this sector if that's the only thing you can do to make yourself feel good is put other people down. Nope, but you want to say it's everyone else. No, it's you. Sis even said when Lonnie was talking about tea that I had sent her tea, he tried to twist it and make it about gossip. No, motherfucker, I may not have remembered the kind of tea, but it was actual tea that you boil water and you drink. But he had to try to twist it. Why? Because the truth gets them nowhere. And I will always say this, Mill Ticket is so jealous of Damn D, he cannot see straight. Mill Ticket has no talent. Oh, Damn D copied his video, and Mill Ticket copies everyone else to where he's now going at a supposed disabled white woman. That makes Mill Ticket feel like a man. That makes Sis feel like a man. That makes Arabia feel like a man because she doesn't know what the fuck she is. She tells people to suck her dick. She tells people to suck her twat. Well, what is she, a hermaphrodite? No, her head is twisted. Why? Her black family fucked her up by putting her in the system. And then the black people who adopted her fucked her up by passing her around to everyone and making it seem like it was her fault. That's low life black people. It's not all black people, but black people that seem good and happy, they've got to put down because they don't like the reflection they see in the mirror and they don't like the attention other people are getting. I may not like the reflection I see in the mirror looks wise, but I think I'm a pretty damn good person. And they hate that. They hate that there are some people who will still talk to me and will not put me down. Well, the problem is, you want to talk about devils and demons? That's what you motherfuckers are. And yous all have to extinguish the light that's in other people, including other black people, because you're so miserable. And that's the problem. Misery loves company, and they don't like it when other people aren't miserable. That's why they're on the hunt. Look, these are the Hodge twins talking about how the first person to ever pull a gun on one of them was another black person, a black kid. I brought a knife to school when I was in elementary school. For what? A black girl who did nothing but hit me every day. And the only thing she could say is that I was white. So you wanted to hurt me because I'm white. But the people who are really hurting you, you want love from them. That's another thing that I think is going on with Barbie girl Tina. She wants love from the people who are hurting her. She wants love from the people who take away half of what she is because they are jealous of her in every way, shape, or form. She's desperate to hold on to them. Why she's desperate to hold on to True when True's the one who caused her aggravation and did all this shit to her? I think Barbie girl doesn't want to have taken away half of what she is, but she has to understand no one can take that away from her. Her father and mother fell in love and had her and her family. And what are these fucking lowlifes doing? Going after her and her family. In a sense, bullying her into submission. Because they see what Barbie girl Tina is. Even without the makeup, Barbie girl is such a beautiful woman. Oh, they make fun of her because she's big. So fucking what? Real-time TV, big. From what I've been told, Keep the Change is big. True Essence. Oh, I've lost 20 pounds because of this shit, and I still got a fat ass. Bitch, you're just fat. Shut the fuck up. Accept it. 504. What the fuck is wrong with these women? They have to hurt everyone. And the black guys, to appease the women, have to hurt everyone. And the black guys have a lot of that jealous mentality. They have no talent, so they go after the talent. And this is how you can tell, honest to God, the meal ticket is so jealous of Damn D. Well, you're all giving him money. Why don't you give me money? I should get the money. Earn it, motherfucker. Don't try to bully people into giving it to you. Earn it. Back to the video.
The reality is that I think that race, it's one of those things you're never going to fully bridge that divide.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have white people, you have black people. They're different. They identify differently.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this idea that we're going to be so Christian, we're going to overcome that, or so American, I don't think it's going to happen. And that doesn't mean we have to hate each other. I think we could live in harmony. And I think, you know, we could strive for understanding and empathy. But, you know,
we cannot strive for understanding and empathy when black people want to remind white people of how awful they are because they're white. Because they see it every day how awful most black people are. And this is the generational wealth black people want so bad. It's jealousy and hatred that's passed down. Why do black guys want white women? Oh, because they can't handle a strong black woman. No, they can't handle your arrogance and your bullshit that you want to control them and control everyone and have everything your way. That's not how it works. The lowlifes in this sector, they find out you have a kid, they go after your kid. That fucking Hua Regina went after brown skin lady's daughter's scholarship to get her kicked out of school because she didn't like what brown skin lady was saying. Who was going after Regina's kids? Nobody. But when Regina saw she couldn't get what she wanted going after the woman she was mad at, she went after her kids. There's a guy named Ears to the Street. He hopes Lonnie's daughter gets raped. Why? You don't know Lonnie's daughter. You don't like Lonnie. That's why you're doing it. But you will use your kids as a weapon and a shield. And again, it's not all. And I have to keep saying this because these low lifes will turn it around and say, oh no, she is saying all. She just doesn't want to get in trouble. I'm already in trouble, assholes. So if that was how I truly felt, why wouldn't I say it? Oh, she doesn't really like black people. No, I like black people. I don't like the low-life scumbags I'm having to deal with. I don't have to deal with black people, but I have to deal with the scumbags.
Idea that the only reason we're set in conflict is because of racists dividing us or the media or the culture. It's just not true. People are tribal. It's who we are. It's in our genetics. And nothing's going to change that.
Okay.
If a black person says, I will not date out of my own race, I want to keep the black race pure, that's okay. A white person says it, they're racist. No, assholes, this is just what you want to twist it into because you have to be the victim. You have to get that attention. Why do you need that attention? Didn't you get enough growing up? Oh, wait, no, you didn't, because the person you are, the person you became, is because of the people who raised you. How come I get along with Lonnie? I get along with Chicky. I get along with Cece. I get along with Barbie Girl Tina. Although after what I said today, she might not, because she might want to appease these lowlifes that she doesn't seem to want to let go of. Um, there are so many other black people I get along with. Why? Yes, went after Lou Jenkins because he lost his kids. You go after anyone because they lost their kids. You were never a true parent in the first place. How do you do that? How do you go after someone rubbing their children's deaths in their face? Because you're a low life piece of shit. Now, yeah, my son is still alive, but I had 2 miscarriages. I would have had 3 beautiful kids. I've only got 1 beautiful kid. And you motherfuckers use that against people? That tells me, like, let's say Sis was to go at people's kids, the death of their kids. That would tell me Sis doesn't care if his kids live or die. 504 obviously didn't care that her son died because she only uses it as a crutch, as a weapon, as a shield. What is wrong with yous? What is it? What's wrong with yous? You hate seeing people happy? Kwame Brown and Dan D shouldn't mean anything to the meal ticket. Shouldn't. If he's got so much talent, he should be able to make it on his own. But he's another one who can't. You don't have to knock out the competition literally, physically. If you're that good, Your talent will speak for itself. Roll Rich is another one. He's not as talented as Damn D. But you got to try to put DMD down. You have to go after the people who donate all this money to him, Kwame Brown, and all this other stuff. Because they're not donating to you. Well, that's because you don't have the talent to entertain them. You just don't.
I think this one Carmelo Anthony case, it really, it should open a lot of people's eyes how trouble we can be, because when Daniel Penny, what happened with him on the subway with that Michael Jackson impersonator, a lot of white people came to his aid. A lot of people came to his aid and donated money to him to help him in his defense, which I understand why. I don't think it was a racist. I don't think then it was because they're racist. But then you look.
Could it be possible with this Carmelo Anthony thing? Because there are corporations who are paying people to keep this racial divide going. Could this have been a setup that Carmelo Anthony specifically went into a tent he knew he had no business being in, not because he was black, but because he was the challenging school? And he was just looking to get any white kid to start this shit? Doing it for money is a lot better than saying he just did that to start trouble, right? Carmelo Anthony knew the rules. He went to the other school's tent, which he had no business being there. Not because he was black, but because he's from the other school. You didn't hear anything about kids from Metcalf school going over to Carmelo Anthony's school tent, right? No. I saw a video the other day where this guy on the street was interviewing two white women. Two black women walked up, pushed right in front of the white women, and were asked why did they do that. One of them said, "Oh, I don't care, they're white." What would have happened if the white girls did that to them? The black girls would immediately have gone for the kill. Not because of what's right or wrong, but because of jealousy. Most crimes on black people happen by black people, but you still got to find a way to blame the white man. Because they're poor. I'm fucking poor. You don't see me going after all these black people trying to get money out of them. Oh, because of my whittled cash app? That's if someone wants to donate to me. I haven't gotten a donation since my birthday like 2 years ago. If people want to donate to me, they can. If they don't, they don't. I'm still going to voice my opinion, and that's something nobody likes. Why do you have to keep trying to get me off YouTube, to hurt me, to shut me up? Because I'm obviously saying something that's true, and no one likes it. Sissified motherfuckers like the Mill Ticket, Johnny Blaze, Sis, why are they like this? Think about it. Who do they keep saying controls the black community? You even have Queen Regina telling people thousands of people have to flag these channels. Why? because she don't like what's being said. Who the fuck is Regina? She's a fucking nobody. She is so much a nobody. When she ran for political office, she got 3 fucking votes. One of them was her own. Were those 3 votes, including her own, only from black people? And all the other people where she was running were all white and just wanted to keep a strong black businesswoman down? No, they didn't vote for her because she was trash then and she's trash now. People need to get a grip.
Look at Carmelo Anthony, where here's a black kid who obviously did something wrong. He should have never had that knife. But you see a lot of black people defending him, not because he was right. It's because they defend him because he's black.
Yep.
Almost $500,000.
Yeah, it's up to a $500,000.
Yeah, but if the shoe was on the other foot, the circumstances was the same. Just the races were reversed. White people would not embrace what
exactly.
happened.
That's the difference I want to point out.
Exactly. And look what happened. Austin Metcalf's father went to a press conference being held for Carmelo Anthony. The black people didn't feel safe because one white guy was there. They had him escorted out. I remember in colleges, there was a video of one college where a black girl went into the room and said, "Oh, well, black people don't feel safe with you whites in here, so you have to leave." Again, you have to coddle black people? But they're so strong. Why do you have to coddle them? Just the white people's presence twists their guts. Why? Why? And if a white person did exactly what the black people did, the black people would be all up in arms. Look at this. White women cannot wear braids. It's cultural appropriation. What do you have on your fucking head? That's not your natural hair. And you're trusting where it comes from? Oh, well, it's certified. It's certified. Who's doing the certifying? Are you running your own tests? Your own chemical analysis test to prove where this hair is coming from? No. And who came up with the phrase kids with good hair? Wasn't white people.
When it comes to black and white, culturally, I mean, spiritually, I mean, you go on Facebook, TikTok, it's black people, black pastors defending that kid.
They're comparing Carmelo Anthony to Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks was set up. It was a hoax. The girl they wanted to be Rosa Parks got knocked up out of wedlock. So then they chose Rosa Parks, who wasn't what she was claiming to be either. But they don't want to hear about that. They just want to hear white man bad, and that appeases them. Why do we have to appease anyone? Why do black people have to appease other black people? Why do white people have to appease black people? Why? If they're so strong, they should be able to take it. And no, I'm not talking about that old belief where black women, because they're black, should be able to take all the pain in the world because they don't feel it. That's a stupid fucking thing. They're human, they feel pain. A ton of them don't act like it, but they are human. They're so strong, they don't need anyone to come to their aid. But when no one comes to their aid, it's racism. Black men are adapting this attitude too, and they're looking like a bunch of pussies. Says Mill Ticket. They're not men. They're little punk bitches.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they're not even comparing apples to oranges. They're comparing apples with hairy nuts. it's like low IQ, low capacity.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can really call it.
I know. Yeah. They trying to say
self-defense.
Self-defense.
Right.
Like, and they even brought up the accusation that if you
It's not self-defense because Carmelo Anthony had his hand on the knife in the bag, threatening Austin Metcalf. That's premeditation. He knew what he was about to do, and he was looking forward to it. Remember, Tawana Brawley was a setup. Could this be another setup? And who's gonna truly suffer for it? Austin Metcalf and his family are suffering in one way. Carmelo Anthony is still alive. He goes to prison. He'll be taken care of in prison and not praised and shit. That's not what's going to happen. Carmelo Anthony had his whole life ahead of him. Why did he do this? Now, I don't think it was premeditation to go after Austin Metcalf. I think it could have been any kid under that tent. It just so happened to have been Austin Metcalf. And yes, I think he was on the hunt for a white kid. Arabia talked about a hunt. Another video talks about a hunt. A video I posted. There are companies paying black people to attack whiteness. Strong people are that jealous they have to get rid of what's the vein, the main vein of their hatred. They're the ones hating. And they love it. They get attention from other jealous black people for it. But yet they claim they just want to live. I just saw a video yesterday of a woman who moved to Africa because of how racist America is. Now she wants to come the fuck back. Why? Too hot in Africa?
you tell somebody to leave, that's bullying.
Right.
I was like, how did you reach that point when you consider that bullying?
Yeah.
You have
I'm
to
on
be
TikTok and I'm
mentally
looking at
stupid.
everybody's reaction
Yes.
about what happened.
Well, it's like you said, it's
between
just
Austin
pure.
Metcalf and
Okay.
Carmelo Anthony, right?
Oh.
And the black reaction is what you expect.
But white people, obviously not all of you, so let me just get that out the way. But a bunch of y'all are just a bunch of racist, bigoted crisis actors.
People really believe that that kid had the right to tell Carmelo to move. This kid
He did have the right to tell him to move, to leave. He wasn't supposed to be there. But the problem is, you're not allowed to tell a black person they're not allowed to be anywhere. Which is bullshit. I don't want that piece of shit Arabia in my fucking house. Does that mean I'm racist just because she's black? Or is it because of all the bullshit she's done and all the physical threats? She has threatened to rape me. She has threatened to kill me. She has threatened to do the same thing to my aide. She's threatened my son. She doesn't know my son or my aide. Oh, but you got to let her get away with it because she's touched in the head and she's black. Well, who made her touched in the head? Not once did she ever say a person who raped her as a child, starting when she was 9 years old, was white. Never in all these years. She said it was the black people she was being put with. That her adoptive mother made it like it was her fault that her adopted father and his nephew and whoever else was fucking her, it was her fault. That wasn't a white person that did that. She also said her adoptive mother made it seem like that's just the way it is. No, that's not the way it is. But white people didn't do that to Arabia. Her own people did it to her. And then not just that they're black, but they were the people who adopted her to be her family, to be her mother and father. Did this to her, allowed it to be done to her, passed her around. But no, blame white people.
He wasn't working security. He wasn't given no responsibility. He wasn't the seat manager. Like, if that kid would have just minded his own business, would he or would he not still be alive?
Now, black people like to say white people talk too much on black stuff. Well, there was a black guy talking on a white kid. Shouldn't he stay in his own lane and only talk about the black kid? No. Carmelo Anthony went under that tent with a purpose. He had his hand on the knife when he threatened the kid. Now you can't say anything to black people because that's bullying, and that's why they're on the hunt and they have every right to. Right? Why is it every time Barbie girl Tina does something black people don't like, she's a white girl? Damn D is right. True Essence put up all that shit of people putting Barbie girl Tina down. Now she's there behind the scenes. Oh, my poor friend, look what they did to you. Look what they did to you. Tupac did that. Tupac is behind the scenes filling Barbie girl's head with shit, and Barbie girl is just sucking it all up. And there is a question of why is she sucking it up? Honest to God, I think Barbie girl Tina is great, but she's been caught in so many lies herself. And the lies are to defend Tupac. Why? Why must she defend that little piece of shit? Why? Maybe it's because Barbie girl Tina is tired of being called a white girl. And she needs to hold on to whatever black people she can. Remember, Barbie girl Tina had said once before the black side of her family didn't want her. The white side of her family didn't want her. So maybe she's just happy there are black people who want her. But that's wrong. Barbie Girl Tina doesn't need them. She doesn't need black people. She doesn't need white people. She's a great person all on her own. So why is that going on? Why did Tupac have to keep going after her, twisting her guts? She knew seeing all those videos about people making fun of Barbie Girl Tina was getting to her. True Essence, a black woman, didn't care. Just hurt Barbie Girl Tina so she'll go after other people. And Barbie Girl Tina fell for it. And I think there is a big part of Barbie Girl Tina who has seen some good in Tupac and doesn't want to let that go. I think that was an act True Essence was putting on. Because no one who really cares about you, if True Essence really cared about Barbie Girl Tina, she would have never wanted Barbie Girl Tina to go through anything. And she kept shoving it in her face. She posted the video about Damn D and what he said before she sent it to Barbie Girl Tina. Could it be Barbie Girl Tina did not react to it and True Essence had to make sure Barbie Girl Tina saw it? Why did you have to make sure she saw it? She liked Damn D. But True Essence didn't, and misery loves company. You had to make Barbie Girl Tina, your supposed best friend, miserable right along with you. You caused that situation, True Essence. And now Damn D said this. Get your mind off dicks. You fucking little hooah. I'm talking about you. You caused all those problems. You lied. And now you got Barbie Girl Tina lying for you. You're behind the scenes feeding her shit while she's in a vulnerable position. True Essence is a dirty piece of shit.
Officer got unalive. A lot of people are trying to make it a race issue, and it's not. It has nothing to do with that right there. This was self-defense.
No, it wasn't.
And this is all over TikTok. I see a lot of posts on Facebook talking about this self-defense.
Yeah. From one demographic of people.
Yeah, it's all black people.
Yep. Did he have any injuries?
Do you see his mugshot? Clean face.
It's like what Cuba Gooding Jr. said when all those race riots were happening because of the O.J. Simpson trial. He was glad O.J. Simpson got off because he was a black guy. And he didn't care if O.J. did it or not. That's the problem. Black people always have to be the victim. And again, it's not all, but it is majority. Or at least majority that I'm seeing. And these lowlifes on YouTube are a prime example of that.
Face, nothing.
No scratches, no nothing.
No punches were thrown from what I heard so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's something wrong with the black community.
I was like, man, you can't be this dumb.
Man, if that was self-defense, the murder rates would go up. You could kill somebody for anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
right.
Look, what horrible precedent that was set. Okay, what? Do something, I'll kill you. Or do something. No, get out, get out, get out.
Stab me, you stupid.
I don't have it in me. That's why I didn't respond. I guess it's my white side talking to me, but that's crazy, man. It's just that whole case is like, man, I just lose all hope, especially when it comes to the Black community, because like, why would y'all even put y'all's name, your brand behind defending a kid who obviously is wrong.
Yeah.
Dead wrong.
Well, it's base tribalism. You know, it's like you said, they're sticking with this guy because he's Black. And I think what is barely concealed is a contempt for white people, which is, you know, it's like a racial pride thing. When they say Rosa Parks, they say, oh, the era of white people telling Black people you're in the wrong seat is over. You know,
exactly,
what's next? A white woman's going to touch a Black woman's hair and she's going to get stabbed in the face.
Exactly. There was a thing where a Black woman walked by a white woman in a restaurant and stroked her hair. And all the Black women who were talking on that said, well, what's the big deal? She just touched her hair. She had no business touching anyone. But this just shows you how most Black women are obsessed with white women. What do you got to be obsessed for? Jealousy. How many times have I seen a Black person who's smart go to college? Other Black people say, oh, you think you're so good because you got the white man's education. Stop talking white. Stop talking this. Stop talking. What the fuck? Why do you do this to your own people? Why?
Shot in the chest. Right. Don't touch my hair. You can't touch my hair.
And why are they doing this? Because most Black women are nothing but a joke. Go look in this sector of YouTube. You have all the examples you need. All the examples you need. Look at Yo Thoughts and Mizukimi. Two wonderful women. Sis had to say that disgusting piggy shit to them. He wants to start a fight with them. What the fuck?
Your Black voice is better than my Black voice.
So I practice it more.
Oh, my mama, I feel you. Oh, my mama.
Yeah. But Jason Whitlock, like politically, I align with him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think he's showing way too much empathy for the Black community because he is Black. Yeah. And I've been through that. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with that. I'm just going to stand for what's right. And if what's right that's what I'm going to stand on. So,
yeah.
And I like him. He's a good guy. I was very positive towards him because initially I disagreed with him. I was very positive. I said, you know, I respect him a lot. He's Christian. I agree. Like you said, I agree with him so much. And then he just had this nasty calling me a stupid demon, saying I'm sending people to hell. So uncalled for. But that is another stereotype, is this like crybaby thing that Black people do. A lot of it's like a,
and it's not just the stereotype for most of them. It's truly who they are. They have to be the victim. Meal ticket, Sis, Arabia, the list goes on and on. 504 has to be the victim to the point she uses her deceased son. It's bullshit.
Narcissism. And it's like you said, it's a bit of a blind spot where, you know, a Black conservative can be right on 99% of things, but when it comes to race, they want to take their ball and go home. When it comes to race, they want to be a crybaby, play the victim. And I think that's all it is, a blind spot. A lot of white people have it too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And not even to be that guy, but in fairness, there's an equal amount of people that I know, white nationalist types, very proud. They'll be the first ones to.
Exactly. There were white people giving Austin Metcalf's father death threats because he didn't want to condemn Carmelo Anthony for what he did. Because he's saddened that it's another kid involved in all this shit. Why was he getting death threats from white people? There is bullshit in all races, but black people only want to say it's white people, unless they're talking amongst themselves. As soon as a white person comes in, look, I did it with that, what was their names? A black girl named China and a white girl named Ginger. The black girl felt like the white girl got something she didn't, so she started trouble. And when the white girl started to defend herself, that was wrong. There are white girls who will just side with black girls so they can fit in. And to a point, this whole Barbie girl Tina situation, I think Barbie girl Tina is just trying to fit in. But here's the thing, she doesn't fit in. She shines brighter than all this shit. And she's allowing these pieces of shit to bring her down. Because she wants to fit in. She doesn't fit in because she's better than them. And no, not because she looks white. I showed her pictures to a friend of mine who's white, and I asked her, do you think this woman is white or black or mixed or whatever? She said, oh, she's definitely mixed with something. People would say my friend is racist for that. But you can tell. Why does Barbie girl have this need to fit in with black people, the black people in this sector, when they are the first ones to take away her black card? Nobody is taking away her white card or her black card, except for these people. And she's running to be with them. It's like she's desperate to be with them. No, Barbie girl doesn't need them. So why are they pumping her head, especially True Essence, that Barbie girl needs them? Barbie girl needs True Essence. She doesn't need them. She doesn't need True Essence. But what are they bombarding her head with? And she's falling for it.
Blast black people and their behaviors. You talk about some of the behaviors of lower class white people. They say, "Oh, you're against white people. You're against your own kind." It's like, let's be honest. Let's just be honest about who we are, who the other is. So
I have been told I'm against white people by white people because I defend black people. Why? You want to be that racist? Go and have your own fucking island too. Put black people all on one island who want to be there. Put the white people who want to be on an all white island on another island. And let them all fuck themselves and do whatever the fuck they want on their own individual islands. There's one thing those low-life white people and those low-life black people are failing to realize. We are all human beings. We are all the same species. But we're allowing all this other shit to come between us. And it's not right.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm about. Just, you got to be honest.
I think of what happened with Carmelo Anthony. I can speak from experience. Growing up as kids, we just had this natural hostility towards white people because of the past and what black people have been through.
What our parents been through,
and what our parents
us
been through
every day.
Stand up for yourself. Don't let no white people push you around. So I think what happened was he was sitting there. I'm just speculating, and then some white kid tells him to get up and move, and it's that's what caused this whole issue.
Overreaction.
It was race. I think it was race.
Yeah.
If they're both black or both white, this doesn't happen.
Right.
I guarantee it.
Totally.
Right.
Just because he's black and we come up and we're raised with this natural hostility towards white people, that's why that happens.
Exactly. Raised with a natural hostility towards white people, and it's not right. So now they become adults who want to go on the hunt and hunt white people. It's not right. Nobody should be hunting anyone. Not because of race.
It happened.
Yeah.
That's why it happened.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't. He went to a rival school. I don't know what area the area is like, but he's walking around with a knife. I never did that when I was in school.
I did it once in elementary school. Why? A black girl kept hitting me and then said she wanted to kill me after school. So I took my father's knife and I had it with me. I told two of my friends, and my friends thought that was a really dangerous situation. So they told the black girl, and what did the black girl do? Ran for her fucking life. But beating me up and shit, that was fine. That was okay, just because I was white. Yet people will say in this sector, I'm the problem, all because of what she's went through. I don't take that shit out on the black people I like. It doesn't even come up. It doesn't even come up when the black people I don't like pull this bullshit. It's coming up now because they're talking about it. Black people need to knock their shit off of all white people bad. And those low-life white people have to knock it off with all black people are bad, because they're not. The friends I have made on this sector of YouTube who are black, they have shown they are wonderful people. Not because they don't go against me. No, 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 no. But because that's not the main thing over their heads. I think this is the generational wealth that black people, especially black women, have passed down to their kids. Hatred towards white people. My parents never brought me up to hate white people, to hate black people, to hate Hispanic people. No, my anger came from things that were physically done to me, things that were emotionally done to me, things that are done to me in this sector. How come I don't take the shit that Arabia's doing to me out on Lonnie? Out on Cece, out on Chicky, out on Julia Graham, out on Demia Lewis, and a whole bunch of others. Why? Because they're not the ones doing it, and I'm not stupid enough to think it's just all. It's never just all. It's specific people. No, but everybody wants to twist that around. Oh, well, the people who's twisting it around, their nuts are twisted because they see a lot of shit they don't like and they want control. Well, guess what? You ain't controlling my ass. I see what's going on. I see what's being done to other people of their own race. People who do that are just no good.
Frisco, I think it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
I may be wrong on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. It's a pride thing, because you could totally imagine how that went down. The guy was like a white football Chad, handsome guy comes up and says, "Hey, pal, you're in the wrong area," or puts his hands on or something like that. I'm sure some black kid saying, "I'm not taking shit from this white guy."
Yeah.
What the fuck does Austin Metcalf being handsome or ugly have to do with anything? Carmelo Anthony is not a bad looking kid. I'm sure he has plenty of girls his age going after him. The problem is what his family and the media pumped into his fucking head. It's a brainwashing. That's black people's generational wealth, to brainwash the next generation. And yes, it happens in the white community too, because of all the low-life whites who think black people are just bad just because they're black. That's not what it is.
And I don't know that he intended to kill him necessarily.
I think he did. What else?
I think he did. Why would he have his hands on the knife when he made a threat? Why didn't he stab Carmelo? Carmelo Anthony stab Austin Metcalf in his stomach? Why did he aim so high? When you see black girls fighting white girls, they go for the head. They stomp the head. Why? They want the white girl dead. And this is normal? This is okay? Queen Regina wanted to get brown-skinned ladies so bad she went after her daughter. Now you hear black people, especially black women, say all the time, "Do you know how hard it is to get a good education when you're black and you're a black woman?" But here she was willing to take away what could have changed this young black girl's life for the better. She wanted to have that taken away from her because she was insulted by the girl's mother? Fuck you. That ain't right.
Would you stick a knife in your chest? Yeah. That was nuts.
Yeah. Have you read the police report?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. They never recovered the weapon, right?
I don't think so. No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but it's this impulse thing. That's the problem. Is these impulsive behaviors where I'm sure in the moment. But when I say obviously, if you stab somebody, sleep.
How could they not have recovered the murder weapon? Carmelo Anthony even said, "No, I did it." He was proud of the fact he did it. Who got rid of the knife? Did the white kids get rid of it? Or was this truly a setup? And there was somebody there to have Carmelo Anthony's back and get rid of the murder weapon. How come that was never recovered? It's nowhere on the school grounds. Who took it? He said he did it. He was proud he did it. From what I'm hearing now, there's actual video of what happened. Where's the murder weapon?
Lethal weapon. Like you can't say I didn't know it could kill somebody, but I'm sure in the moment, that split second, he did the first thing. And now his life is ruined. I mean, deservedly so, obviously.
It wasn't the first thing. It was premeditated. He put his hand in his bag and had his hands wrapped around the handle of the knife. He thought about unzipping his bag. He thought about putting his hand in his bag. He thought about finding the knife and putting his hand on the handle and being ready. For what? For words? It was premeditation.
But that is the issue, and I think that is the genetic aspect that people don't talk about. I think that I don't think anybody would disagree. Black people or white people, who has a greater propensity for violence? I think on a genetic basis is black people.
And exactly. But you listen to Nick Cannon, it's the melanin, it's them being so dark that makes them so gentle. And apparently, genetically, all white people came from black people. Well, black people must have liked what they saw with white people because there are more of us than there are of them.
In the same way that between Asians and white people, who has a greater propensity for violence? I think definitely white people, and that's just another one of those differences. People attribute it to culture. I attribute it to genetics. It's one among others.
Asians, who has the higher IQs? It's Asian people. Then it's like white people. Then I guess it's Latinos.
Everybody else, and then black people dead last.
I mean, and that's a fact, correct?
Yeah, that's
from what
fact.
I've read up on it, like black people for whatever reason. And I think when you put anybody in a situation and they have a low capacity to grasp what's going on, that's who's going to commit the most murders, regardless if they're white, black, or whatever. I just think there's I don't know, I hate to say it, but there's
don't say it. I know what you're going to say.
Well, this is what I'll say. Low IQ, you can find it in all people.
Right.
I just think it's more prevalent in the black community.
Yeah, I think so too. It would explain the number of black people in prison and IQ scores.
I don't think that's it. I think it's other black people putting black people down when they go and learn stuff. Or you're learning from the white man. You're talking white. Black people have a very bad habit of putting down other black people who are smart. So I don't think it's genetics. I think everybody has the capacity to learn. But if you're constantly told you're acting white, which is a bad thing, they're not going to learn.
Back me up on that. Affirms everything I just said. If you look at IQ scores, it predominantly tells you who's going to be more
I don't know
successful.
what's going on here. It's like this is all over social media, especially with like black women.
Yeah,
I don't get that.
The first thing they go for is that weave.
Of course, because they think they're ugly without it. So that's the first thing they go for. What makes a black woman ugly without the hair looking like a white woman? How does that work? I think Lonnie's a beautiful woman. Cece, beautiful woman. Yo Thoughts, beautiful woman. Miss Akimi, beautiful woman. It's not the hair that makes a woman beautiful. Looks have a little something to do with it, but it's mostly her inner character. But these women just think it's the hair, so they go for that. Why? And you know when you're fighting a black woman, chances are she's got a wig or a weave on her head. the chances are pretty good. So it's not like it's a girl thing to just go for the hair. They're going to degrade their opponent, not just beat them up, kill them, or whatever. They're going to degrade them. Hair doesn't make a person. And all the kids around.
Yeah, that's just that's low IQ right there. All the way.
Oh yeah.
Why would you do that?
There was a white kid, a white woman. But then when you say black women are nothing but disgusting pigs and you can't go by just one, well, you just saw a whole slew of videos. It's not just one. I don't see white women doing this shit. And yet black women will defend themselves. Well, white women don't look good as black women. They're not as thick as them. No. Maybe the thing is they're not as piggy as them.
Hey, Joe, I don't want to look at this.
Yeah.
Joe, look at this white man. Look at
gratuitous.
Joe swears up and down I like black women that big. Oh man. Hey, let me ask you this. Back to Whitlock's point. Do you think the record labels and the rap music has some part of the blame when it comes to the black community?
Certainly.
Yes, because they're perpetuating this. Black people will say, this is our culture. Well, the first rap song I ever remember hearing was Rapper's Delight. I didn't hear any violence in that shit. It happened over years. And who was the violence the black rappers and artists were talking about? Other black people. What that piggy bitch did is part of the black culture. And black women are proud of that? Sis actually said once when I was saying black women should have more class, he said, well, class is a white thing. You acting classy is acting white. So black women just aren't classy, period, in Sis's opinion. Get the fuck out of here. This is a choice they do, and the more they get cheered on, the more they do it. That's what happens with all the rap music. The more sales, the more people cheer them on, the more they want to keep that attention going. Yes, the music executives and whatever see it's going to make money, so they go for it. They don't care what it does to the people.
Certainly. I mean, it's certainly not helping. And I do think it exacerbates it because this is something my grandma always used to say. I've been in Chicago for generations. My family's been there. And, my ancestors were Italian immigrants, Italian, Irish, Mexican immigrants 100 years ago. And so my grandma grew up in the projects with many black people. And, she always used to say, that actually, she would look across the window in her project apartment or whatever, and she saw a black family across the way that was more functional than her own family. She said they would hold hands to say grace before they ate, and her household was up for grabs. So
that must made her feel really bad.
I'm sure, yeah, psychologically, right?
Where did black families like that go? Only God can judge me. No, motherfucker. Anybody with a pair of eyeballs at work can look at you and judge you. What happened to that stuff? Hispanic families, white families, they were like that too. I'm seeing less and less of that in every race. Why?
But, by the same token, she encountered a lot of the same problems you see today, a lot of the same violence. She would get robbed or stuck up by black people in the city. But everybody recognizes anybody who lives with black people in the cities will tell you there is a generational difference that the older black people, in many cases, they couldn't even read. You know, my grandma had a school. They taught cops how to shoot their guns. It was a security school. And so they would license security guards, cops, do firearms training. And they would train up black people that sometimes couldn't read. You know, they were from the Jim Crow era, from the South.
Right.
But she said they were very honest, very decent, very respectful, polite. So culture makes a huge difference. I don't think it's everything. It's certainly not nothing. And anyone that lived, you know, anyone that had that experience living in a city with black, probably the exact same thing. There's certainly a generational component, but I don't think that explains all of it.
Yeah. Like all my aunts and uncles and my family, there wasn't a bunch of miscreants. Yeah. It was like polite.
They always wore suits.
Yeah, they always went to church on Sunday.
Right.
I remember growing up.
There's an image. That's what black people used to dress.
Yeah. I mean, that was the common thing to do. Yeah.
Now they consider that dressing white, and it's wrong. And you may have to beat that whiteness out of black people. No, it's called having respect for yourself and other people. It's not limited to white people. But jealous people who couldn't do that made other people feel bad, and it kept going on from there.
Yeah. And now, you know, liberals get hold of black people and just turn into progressives, and now this is what you got.
Yeah, I got a question. Do you think if just a hypothetical, what would solve a majority of America's problems? Say you as president,
just set them up.
No, this is a setup job. I did not want to set you up. I feel guilty.
This dude is wearing a wire.
What do you think was?
I can't answer that question. You have low-life white people who would say get rid of all the blacks. You would have the majority of black people saying get rid of all the whites. That's not going to solve anything. People have to get along on some level. Just a basic civilness. There are so many problems in this country. Anything any president does to fix it, or anything anyone does to try to fix it, it's just putting a little baby Band-Aid on a giant gaping wound. It's not going to work. It would take a lot of people to do it, but you have people on both sides who would put those people down.
Solve a majority of America's problems. I think, personally, for your answer, I think we listen to women too much.
Oh, yeah.
I think a big problem America has right now is we have too many women in power, and look what happened when we got too many women in power. We got men and women's.
Jealous women, jealous hoes. And it doesn't matter the color. Being jealous and being a hoe isn't limited to one color, to one race, to one religion. It's just not.
Bathrooms and that sports is just women just think different. So different than a man.
That's a huge part of it. I mean, you can start with women. You can go to the media. You can go to immigration. I mean, the problem is we can all recognize the country's been getting worse.
Yeah.
A lot of things, there was seismic changes 100 years ago, technology, suffrage, you know, more people voting, more people participating, a lot of immigrants from non-white countries coming here. Things are getting worse, and we're just doing the same things. It's like, you don't think maybe we put a pause on some of the things that have changed that might have led to some of these things? But I mean, the women's a huge part of it because, like you said, they think differently. They're way more empathetic, way more, and they're kind of just like suckers. You know?
I can agree. Look at Barbie girl Tina. Look at me when I first came into this sector and started talking to everyone. But pieces of shit will twist you and then blame you for what they did to you.
Like
I
men.
like how you said that. That was perfect. Suckers.
Because they're not necessarily dumb, although
Right.
many of them are, but
Right.
because some of them can be very smart, but they just don't have this quality that men have, where men will say, nah, that's bullshit. You're lying.
Right.
Women don't.
Again, this stuff with Barbie girl Tina. Who's mostly in her ear? True Essence. Who's mostly twisting shit behind the scenes with Barbie girl Tina? True Essence. Barbie girl Tina is a hell of a lot smarter than True Essence. And I sit here and I hope and pray Barbie girl Tina is just taking a break from everyone and everything and sitting back and watching everything. Okay, again, I really just hope Barbie girl Tina is just taking a step back. She's not in the background talking to True Essence, because True Essence is just going to twist everything to her narrative. And I just hope Barbie girl Tina isn't falling for it and is actually watching everything, seeing everything that's being pointed out. There are people who really do care about Barbie girl Tina. True Essence is just not one of them.
Don't have that. Women will listen to any story, any sob story, and go, filled with empathy and emotion.
Right.
And when you look at who they vote for, this is like a red pill for me. When I was in high school, they said, I said, if you look at the election results, presidential election results, you separate it out by men and women. If only men voted, every state goes red. If only women voted, every state goes blue.
Right.
All you need to know. That's all you need to know.
That's powerful.
And even today, the approval ratings with Trump, men overwhelmingly positive, women overwhelmingly negative. And we know Trump is right. We know the Democrats are wrong, and these are like not difficult issues. Should a country have a border? Can a country run an infinite deficit? Can we have entitlements? Paying people not to work. Like, no, we can't do any of these things. But women, they think that we can. And that's a huge source of the issue, certainly. The diversity is a big part of it. The anti-racism, not for nothing, but those pictures you show, that was a time when the society was immensely racist. Seems like it was better for both sides, actually.
Right.
And that's not to say, important distinction, it's not to say we're in, because people like to say, make America great again. What, you mean slavery and lynching and, racial hatred? It's like, no. Obviously, I'm not a sick person. I'm not a cruel person. I don't want to see people get murdered for their race or their ethnicity. But, what did change? Now that people have to walk on eggshells, now that people are afraid to enforce the laws or tell the truth, now there's no rules. Now there's no accountability.
Right. Yeah.
You could say that maybe in the old days there was an excess of justice and it fell into cruelty. It fell into brutality.
Yeah.
Now we have an excess of mercy. And you could see which one is worse.
Right.
Certainly the excess of mercy and forgiveness, you get a lawless society.
Right.
And I would rather be on the other end of a brutal cop than a brutal thug.
Yeah.
And it's sort of an interesting distinction, right?
Yeah.
Because you hear police brutality. Yeah, police can be brutal. Certainly.
Right.
I wouldn't want to be on the other end of that either. But would you rather be on the other end of the law that's brutal, or these young adolescent black men that are brutal, that will execute you for not even having to do with the theft? I referenced a specific case. I said, who's executing people in Lincoln Park? There's a case where they mugged a guy in Lincoln Park, which is a nice white neighborhood, stole his iPhone, demanded the password, and then they shot the guy point blank, execution style. Now, why do you kill this guy? You got his iPhone, you got the password, you got what you're looking for. Why then do you kill this guy? Shoot him in a defenseless person. That is far worse than any brutality from the police, or from the state.
Right.
Yet no one wants to talk about that brutality.
No.
So that's kind of how I see it.
I never understood.
Because the white guy had something the black guys wanted. and they couldn't get on their own. So, like with Black Lives Matter, white people should just give up what they have to black people because it's owed to them. Owed to them by who? By who? No white person today owes black people of today anything. No person of today owes people of the past anything. But this is another brainwashing job.
Stood liberals when it came to the death penalty. They don't like a person could do the most heinous crime imaginable, and they would give the person life. And then that person goes to prison and he ends up killing several other people.
Right.
It's like, why continue to protect his life when he took so many other people's lives? It should be eye for an eye. When it comes to our justice system, when it comes to murder, first degree, premeditated, you should be put to death.
Did you hear about this guy? He's in jail. I think it was in California. He killed like 4 people during a robbery in a jewelry store. So he got life.
There's a white dude, right?
It's a black guy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
You wish.
And there you go. Because if you put that black guy to death, it's racism. Not that he went in a store, he had no business going in there for the intentions he had, robbing the store and killing 4 other people. No, but you take his life, that's racist. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Wouldn't that be nice? No, I'm teasing.
Oh, a white criminal robbed a grocery store, killed 4 people? Really?
Is giving him conjugal visits.
Oh, okay.
Why is he even allowed to do that? But he ends up killing his wife.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Why does he get sex visits?
Yeah. And then she pisses him off and he kills her.
Yeah.
It's good, but your point about women,
that just proves that one guy should never be allowed out. And nobody should be taking care of him. He should just be gone. Not because he's black. He killed 4 people and then killed his wife. No, that's a person that you cannot rehabilitate and put back into the public. Oh, well, that means he should just be killed. He took 5 fucking lives. This would be doing everyone a favor. Not because he's black, but he took 5 lives. For what reason? Was his life in danger? No. 4 was because he wanted to rob the place and kill people. Then his wife, he wanted to kill her. You want to just kill people, you cannot be around people. And you shouldn't be taken care of for the rest of your life.
I think that's what's hurting our Supreme Court. Like Amy Coney Barrett, it's like she doesn't vote conservative. She's like progressive, just like the other women.
You asked a great question. Would you rather have an all male conservative Supreme Court or all women conservative? And then and men overwhelming, everybody overwhelmingly said, yeah, it should be all men.
Well, except the women.
Yes.
Yeah. It was like 50-50. Yeah. But the dude's like, yeah.
What he said was right, conservative men. I'm using my feelings for Barbie girl Tina to give her an out. She saw all the proof. But she still wants to give True Essence the benefit of the doubt. Damn D didn't do anything wrong to Barbie girl Tina. He even proved Barbie girl Tina was in that live. And at that time, she didn't have a problem with what he said. Months after the fact, she's shown something. And it's like Barbie girl Tina is bread dough. And True Essence is just kneading her into whatever way True Essence needs Barbie girl Tina to be. Barbie girl Tina is being given all the proof in the world, and she's still siding with True Essence. That's why I said I hope Barbie girl Tina is sitting back right now, not talking to True Essence, not talking to DMD, not talking to anyone, and just watching what's going on. Barbie girl Tina has a brain. I hope she uses it.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And watch, this is going to be used saying I'm going against Barbie girl Tina, and I'm not. This is from everything I've seen, everything I've heard. The lowlifes will twist this into something it's not. Watch, it's gonna happen.
I'll take 12 Clarence Thomases before I take a freaking woman. You know,
right.
It's just women.
They think so.
That's why this whole transgender in bathrooms and sports. That's why it's went so far. It's not because of men. It's because women are allowing this.
Yeah.
And if they can't protect themselves,
yep,
why the hell should they be voting?
Yeah.
Elections? Yeah.
Hey, y'all know about this?
And that was a great point at the end. Black women are strong. They don't need anyone to protect them. Other women feel the same way. But then they set shit up to protect them. They set shit up and say men don't protect them. Black women are big for saying black men don't protect them. Why? Because the black men can see through their bullshit? And then they get tortured for what side they choose? And again, these motherfuckers are gonna twist shit and only show Barbie girl Tina what they want to show her. And if she continues following down that path, there's no hope for Barbie girl Tina. They're always going to do shit to hurt her, to get her away from people who are actually good people, and she's got to stay with the lowlifes. Okay, this video is almost 2 hours long. I'm done. I'm still praying for Barbie girl Tina. Praying. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to Tupac. Don't listen to DMD. Don't listen to Sis. Don't listen to Mill Ticket. Don't listen to 504. Don't listen to anyone. I just hope she's sitting back and watching everything.